Howdy y'all, you got the Bulldog on the channel. I shot this video last night actually. On my way home, I caught myself rambling and then got caught in the middle of a traffic stop. Not me, somebody else. You know, the red and blinkies, and the siren and the whole bit. So I thought, well, we'll just start over again. But I didn't have enough time because we had a fire meeting last night. Get cleaned up for our fish fry. So I just figured I'd just put it off. What prompted it was yesterday. I got a little bit heated, which, you know, that's easy to do for me. I'm here nice and calm here on the channel, but well, those that know me know that when I get quiet and I start walking faster and I have something in my hand, be on the lookout because it might fly. We have been chaotically busy at the shop. I mean, utter chaos. Yesterday morning, I was going to, get the beetle parts cleaned up and put back together as much as I could while we wait on the radiator support. But my boss was running around doing this, that, and the other, and he said, "Hold off. Let's get this truck in." And it was just an old D150, two-wheel drive, had the leaning tower of power in it, simple valve cover gasket. Well, I'd never done one on that thing. I assumed simple, and basically it is, but I don't know if you're supposed to pull the alternator or what, but I didn't. You can get it out of there. There's just no room between the alternator and the firewall to get that valve cover up out of there. What had me so heated was not the vehicle. It was the customers. When you're a customer and you need something, you tell your mechanic that, hey, I really need this. That should be sufficient. That's why you want a long-term relationship with your customer, with your shop, whoever you're having do your work. That when you tell them that you really need this, they listen and they believe you really need this, and they'll work as much as they can to get it going because they know you really need this. Well, this is a first-time customer, and I don't guess they thought we believed them, but they called at lunch. Video done yet? No. Because I had been told that we would have had it done, but my boss hadn't told me anything at that point. But I asked after the phone call. They said one of them called, and he said, "Well, I kind of need the truck," and I heard in the background screaming, "You tell them you need that truck to go to work!" That's what got me flustered. I hate yelling. I hate people yelling at me. I hate yelling myself. It makes me mad. So that's why I usually end up yelling a lot louder. But I asked him, "What time do you need to go to work?" 6 o'clock. It's 11:30. be done by then. Well, they reiterated that they really had to have it done. What time will it be done? At that point, I hadn't even been given the job yet. My boss had planned on doing it. Well, everything he did led into something else, which led into something else. So he finally told me, I'm not going to be able to get to it. You might as well get on it, get it done. Okay, I stopped what I was doing and got it in. That's when I heard that he had told the person it'll be done by 4:30. Okay. I had a long time left. I got the truck in, and one of his holdups was the adhesive that we use to glue gaskets on. We've been out of it for a long time, simply because we didn't need it much. We used to use it just constantly because everything had paper gaskets or them black felt or whatever, the hard paper, and we would glue them onto the component and then put some shellac on the other side and stick them on there. We didn't use silicone for stuff like that. It's too slick. It'll slide off when you have a big leak. So he had needed some glue. He got some glue. It was nasty. Didn't want to work. So he went to a different place. He was going to go to a different place to get some glue. All right. Well, by the time he got back, I already had the valve cover off. And somebody had been into it. They, with the RTV, and squeezed off everywhere. When it didn't stop the leak, they cranked the bolts down as tight as possible, and so the cover was all deformed and everything. And I took it over to the anvil and beat it back flat again. Right there at every divot where there was a bolt, it was domed because they had cranked the bolt down so tight. And I beat that back flat, cleaned up the valve cover, was actually cleaning the block when my boss got back. Applied the glue, applied it to the gasket, stuck them together, everything's going good. I get the thing put back together. Somebody had lost bolts out of it, so I had to go find some bolts and got it all back together, fired it up, and I had really noticed when I drove it in, I noticed it didn't want to start very well. But when I fired it up and I walked around there, kind of looking everything over, I heard, okay. I had just popped the PCV valve up out of the valve cover, pushed it back over on top of the intake manifold, and I could hear a heavy whistle. I felt around underneath the air cleaner and stuck my finger over it. There was a PCV line, and I thought, I must have pulled it off or something. And I'm feeling around. No, I didn't pull it off. It's on there. Well, maybe messing with it. It split the side of it out or something. Oh, there's no split in the side. It was rotten, and it had right there where the rib goes around it. It had broken there. So I shortened it up a little bit, and the rubber didn't feel all that bad. I slid it back up on there. It held. It ran a lot better. And that's, when my boss had come back down, after he finally ate lunch, it was late afternoon, middle afternoon, 2:30, 3 o'clock, something like that. And I said, well, ready to go. He said, by the way, they said something about it died sometimes, didn't want to run right. I said, well, PCV valve hose was leaking. Fix that. All right, good. Shut the hood down. He took it out for a test drive. Right then the phone rang. And it was a customer's wife. Is that truck done yet? Well, actually, it is. He's out test driving it at the moment. Well, we got to have that truck done. When's it going to be ready to go? He's got to come pick it up. I can tell you in a few minutes. He's going to be back from his test drive. Give us the yay or nay on it. I have learned a lesson not to ever tell the customer it's ready to go because it's on a test drive. That doesn't work. But he come back and it was good to go. He went over and got the customer, did a delivery because they didn't have another vehicle. But that just it rubs me the wrong way when you have somebody that they feel like they've got to stand there and tell you repeatedly how much they need something when you're doing that something and you're doing it to the best of your ability, and every time they speak up they expect you to turn around and engage with them, which causes you to stop what you're doing. It is counterproductive. Small shops, there's not very many people there, and rarely is there a receptionist to take the phone calls because you don't make enough margin to be able to afford to pay somebody to sit there and not make money. The only way a receptionist makes you money is if you're making so much by working, it doesn't pay you to stop for a few minutes. We're not to that point. We need 3 or 4 more guys and about another 6 figures of income before we get to that point. We're not there. So you as a customer, be mindful of yourself even when you're really in desperate need. You know, just let them know that, yeah, explain, really need this, and I really need this by this time, and then stick with it. You know, if you say, I need this by 5 o'clock, don't call at noon, and then 2, and then 2:30, and then 3, and then 3:05, and then 3:07, saying that you need this vehicle right now, because that's counterproductive. It just takes longer and longer, especially if there's things going on at that shop. They keep having to stop and answer the phone for you because it might not be you. It might be somebody else. It might be their parts that they're waiting on to tell them that, hey, we don't have this in stock. That's happened where we've ordered parts. They don't show up. Maybe they try to call us. Maybe they just think, well, I'll order it. They can get it tomorrow. We've had that where we've waited 4 or 5 hours for parts and then call and say, hey, where's our parts? Oh, yeah, we don't have that. We ordered it for you. Customer needs his vehicle back today. Sorry. I know everybody says, we'll go to a different store. This isn't St. Louis or Kansas City. You don't have 18 stores in 30 minutes driving range to choose from. You don't have 7 different retailers and 11 different independents to choose from. what you have where I am is, let's see here, 3 major retailers and 1 independent. Your options get limited at that point. So we have to have a relationship with those same people. Earlier this week, we ordered parts out, and I waited. It was that diesel that I was working on at home. And what in the world, they usually deliver at 10 or at 2. And it was 3, no parts. Well, here comes this guy walking in with the parts. Oh, okay, cool. And I go to send back some deals. He says, I don't have any return slips. Oh, okay. Well, I can trust you to take them back to the store. No, I'm not even going back to the store. I'm from Des Moines. They didn't have any drivers. None. No drivers. Somebody had to go to the hospital, so we found out. That's kind of sad. They're building a second store. They can't keep enough people to run the first one. So, but yeah, a little bit of a rant, a little bit of a long video. Just wanted to tell that story. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the little bell notification, share it around down there. We'll talk to you later.